What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. Been sitting here chatting it up with y'all. Appreciate everybody in the chat already. You guys coming on early. If you can't tell, I got a needy little puppy in my lap. She won't leave me alone. I try to set her down, but no, she's not having it. So she will be joining the show tonight with us as well. Had Jay Timmons scheduled for tonight. The five-star corner just committed to the Buckeyes. His agent reached out, said it's been awful busy committing today, so have to reschedule that. So being told he's for sure coming on the show, so always check up on that. We'll get him on here. I'm excited for that one. Excited to see, man, what he's got to say about these Buckeyes. But you guys know what to do already. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Super chats are open as well. Going to be more of a laid-back show. Get you guys involved. If you got questions, put them in the chat. We'll talk about them. Want to start off with talking about these Buckeyes and their upcoming game against Purdue. Purdue, interesting team, right? You look at their record 2-6, but then you go and look at some of the games that they've played. At least I haven't watched them. Obviously, I watched the last game where they put up 16 points against Scum. Scum beat them 21-16, but Scum's absolutely trash. They're horrible, so you can't really judge by that. But they put up 17 points against USC, 30 points against Notre Dame, 27 points against Illinois, 20 against Minnesota. Close loss to Rutgers as well. The spread right now is 29.5 points. So I'm not saying these things to say, oh my gosh, watch out. I'm saying these things to say you can't look at Purdue's record and judge them based off the record. They've had several close games, but you'll see in my score prediction towards the end of the show, I'm not worried one single bit, but we'll still dive into it a little bit tonight. Go over it, have a conversation about it, and see where everybody's thoughts are in the matter. So, yeah, what up, Mark, Hoseman, Fancy, Steely, Aunt Chris, the other Mark? See you guys in there. Matt, see you guys as well. Obviously, Buckeyes hot on the recruiting trail as well. Every time I do a show, when I get off the show, a million more things come my way. So got some big updates on two more Buckeyes, essentially. Two more flip targets that are becoming Buckeyes. I'll dive into one of those tonight. Have not been given permission to talk about the other one yet. But you guys will probably catch on pretty quickly on who that person is. So let's dive into Purdue real fast. I always like looking at like some stats on these teams. You guys know how I do compare nationally. Hey, where does a team line up nationally compared to some other teams? Doesn't look good for Purdue. Purdue has the 106th passing defense in the nation. They're 129th in the nation for passes over 30 yards. They do have the 66th passing offense. 15th red zone defense, which was very surprising to me. I had to dive into that and check and be like, man, is that real right there? Rushing defense is 91st. Rushing offense is 120th. And obviously, man, they lost Devin Maccabee, pretty good running back for them. A big part of their offense. So I think that's how they were able to put up all the points they were able to put up at the beginning of the year. But total offense, they're ranked 130th in the nation, and total defense, they're ranked 132nd. So I'm sitting here saying, yo, can't go by the record. But then when you also look at this, it's not that good of a Purdue team. Obviously, Purdue, little bit of can make Buckeye fans a little bit nervous. We've seen our Buckeyes roll in there before. I believe they're actually winning the record at Purdue in the past like 10 things. I think it's like 5-4. Purdue's actually ahead when we go play them. So we'll see. Again, still very confident about these Buckeyes. When you watch the progression of what Ryan Day has done with this offense, obviously, um, it's been taking baby steps. One, because Julian saying newer quarterback. We say this 100 times. This Texas game was don't turn the ball over. You go look at the Texas offensive plan and you look at the Penn State offensive plan. There's a stark difference. And I totally believe that's what you're going to see in this Purdue game, especially when you look at their defense and they're ranked 129th in the nation for passes over 30 yards. That's the Buckeyes' strength. So I expect to see a very aired out offensive attack, and Purdue not going to be able to do much about it whatsoever. But Ryan Day, in his last interviews, of course, coach talk, he says he's got a lot of respect for their defensive coordinator as well. But this Buckeyes offense is going to be way too much for these guys to handle at all defensively. Their total offense is ranked 130th. Purdue has given up 32 sacks this year so far. 32 sacks. That's 4 sacks a game they have given up. And they haven't played the Buckeyes yet. So I expect the coaches to take big advantage of the weak offensive line that they're going to go up with against Purdue. So offensively, I expect to see the continued passing attack grow even bigger with Julian Sayin. And then defensively, I expect some pressure to get put on this quarterback. I really do. More pressure than, we're used to. You look at Arvell Reese. What's he have? 8 sacks on the year. He's only rushed 71 times this year so far, which is wild because other defenders in the nation that have 8 sacks on the year, there's a certain scum player who I think he has 8 sacks as well. He's rushed the quarterback 160 some times to get those 8 sacks. Arvell Reese has rushed 71 times to get those 8 sacks. So big difference there if you know what you're looking at. But again, dude, there's just not much to dive into on this Purdue game, at least for me. Again, the spread is 29.5. I have my money on the Buckeyes covering that spread. Not too worried about this team and the whole rat poison talk, the whole they're number one and all those things, because I don't know, younger team, hungrier team. And honestly, Ryan Day and this coaching staff just on a little bit of a different level last year. I think Ryan Day matured as a coach big time last year when he went through what he went through, ended up winning the national title. So I'm not too concerned about the rat poison thing and them showing up and not being ready for this game. They are so focused on each individual game. That was the big message last year. That's a big message this year. So I expect this Buckeye team to come out rocking and rolling as always. I'm always excited to watch the Buckeyes, man. I'm not one of those guys that it's like, hey, dude, this isn't going to be a good game. The Buckeyes are going to blow them out. Nah, dude, I'm about that life. I love watching the Buckeyes blow teams out. I love watching them win close games. Absolutely hate watching them lose. Max Clear, though, going up against his previous team. Curious to see if Ryan Day and Brian Hartline scheme up some things for Max to have a big game here. It will be kind of interesting. Yeah, Mark in the chat, I see you brought that up as well. That's good stuff there. So we'll see. Another big-time game, Oregon and Iowa. That's probably the one I'm most intrigued to watch this weekend. What is the lineup? Let me Google this real fast. So, college football games this week. All right. Tulane and Memphis. BYU, Texas Tech. Really? They play? Yeah, I'm watching that too. Georgia, Mississippi State. That'll be an interesting one. Indiana and Penn State. Decent game. Syracuse and Miami. I believe I remember them playing last year, and Miami squeaking by the skin of their teeth, but maybe I'm wrong there. Texas A&M, Missouri. That'll be a good one. Auburn, Vandy. Hey, actually, I take that back. There's for me anyway, LSU, Alabama. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a great weekend of football. Heck yeah, it is. This is a real good weekend of football. I don't know why I started off saying it wasn't. Uh, um, Mitchell took Iowa plus 6.5. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. Iowa can definitely beat Oregon. Host, man, I know there's some people out there picking Iowa to beat Oregon, so we will see. I love when Iowa plays good. Tank, please, girl. Okay. Yeah, so, hey, which game, minus the Buckeyes, chat, which game are you most excited to see this year? This weekend? What game are you most excited to see? I think Oregon and Iowa is probably going to be everybody's answer. A Texas Tech BYU game, I want to watch it because I haven't watched Texas Tech or BYU this year, but when I see both these teams ranked so high, I'm gonna be honest, I question it. So Steely's got a boom in the chat. Who just did somebody commit? Emmanuel Ruffin or Braxton, the Wake Forest linebacker? They're Buckeyes already, so I'm just waiting on them to pretty much say they're committed. But we'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, BYU, Texas Tech, take that one. Okay, Gary. Oregon and Iowa, Pinky. Yeah, Oregon and Iowa, then Texas Tech, BYU. Yeah, I know, Hose, man. I want to watch Penn State, Indiana, too, dude. I want Penn State. Dude, here's, for me, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to ask you. What's your guys' experience with Indiana fans so far? What's your take on them? Because I'll tell you, my experiences I have had with them so far is they just seem to be pretty arrogant. They do. Now, I'm not saying all of them are, but the conversations I've had with them, it's just like, and I mean, kind of expected, they're not used to this, so they're not quite, they're not going to handle it the best. The natural, don't have any feelings of them. I automatically tune out all of the irrelevant teams. I love it. I love it. Yeah, LSU, Alabama. Hey, let's get it, LSU. Let's get it. I hope they freaking win, man, for sure. That would be great. Got these Buckeyes. Isn't the game at 1 o'clock? Yeah, I believe it is. But hey, Buckeyes playing. It's always a great weekend when the Buckeyes play. Stoked to watch them. But dude, I'm such a crazy fan that this recruiting stuff's got me super excited right now. Super excited. I want to show you or talk to you guys about something. Shout out Z Buck on the Buckeye Scoop message board. He went through and he talked about the current flips that are in this recruiting class right now. And I'm going to go through those because it's kind of wild, and it goes to show you where the Buckeyes are operating and how they're operating. As a fan, I used to have this idea that, the Buckeyes are always getting, recruits taken from them. And I'm like, man, come on, guys. We're the Buckeyes. I know we have the ammunition, right? The money, the war chest to go in and not make that happen. Dude, well, the Buckeyes are doing it this year. And I'm telling you right now, the conversation I'm having with people is the boosters, everybody surrounding this program, they're really buying into this is the Ohio State era. And I'm being told that the war chest that we have right now built up is we ready for anything. If we want a player and we think he's that dog, we're going to get him. We're not going to get outbid on recruits. But obviously, we know how the Buckeyes utilize Nil very smartly. I love the way they do it. But let's get into this. Brock Boyd, right, flipped from TCU. So there's one. Jaquaden Guilford flipped from Penn State, 2. Landry Breed from NC State, 3. Jameer Prez from Florida, 4. Jay Timmons from Florida State, 5. Kamari Bing from Maryland, 6. Okay. Emmanuel Ruffin, we expect him to commit to the Buckeyes here soon. Flipped from Colorado, decommitted, but decommitted because I'm going to count him as a flip as well. And then the 6'5", 200-pound Braxton Rembrandt from Wake Forest. Shout out Bill Greene on the Scoop message board. He's saying dude's a Buckeye. And he's also saying that Braxton Rembrandt is going to be the best linebacker in this class with his athleticism and the way that he moves. 6'5", 200 pounds. He's got a lot of weight to put on. But that will be a third linebacker in this class. I'm not sure on a timeline there, but that's what I'm being told. That's a done deal as well. John Snow. Oh, heck of a name, bro. Do we really have to play this game? Yeah, I know. I feel you. But anyway, yeah, there you go. Jay Timmons already in the boat. Okay. Braxton Rembrandt, Emmanuel Ruffin being told they're Buckeyes, being told from sources that know, right? Big John. I get distracted. Squirrel. I'm going to look up the weather. Okay. Weather in. Oh, boy. Okay. So 58 degrees. Sunday, 15% chance of rain. 57 degrees is the high. Yeah. Okay. 15% chance of rain. Slight chance of rain showers. Wind light and variable. We good to go. Miss Pinky, $1.99. Did you get your Hulu figured out? No, I unsubscribed from them. Canceled it. Done. You're done, Hulu. I gave you the chance. I literally have a problem. If you tell me a streaming service, I'm subscribed to it. And I also have that box, right? But the thing about the box is that I haven't set it up yet. So it's a problem, but I'll get that done eventually. Back to the recruiting stuff. It is flip season for the Buckeyes. We've already flipped 6 already in this class. I can't remember a time when we've done that. Emmanuel Ruffin's going to make 7. Braxton's going to make 8. And then obviously I put in the Buckeye Boom for Kevin Brown. Mixed information there, being told, hey, this has got a long way to go. And the people I'm talking to are saying, based off that visit, he's going to come, set up another official visit and come here again. But, man, the things I'm being told he was saying on that visit get you pretty excited. Legend Vay's another one that is out there right now that the Buckeyes are hot and heavy on. They are trying to get him to flip pretty bad. I actually have Legends highlight reel pulled up. We're going to watch this for a minute and take a look at it so we can see the type of player that he is. Buckeyes recruiting him as a playmaker, right? Being told, right, when at least what I'm being told, Buckeyes recruiting him at the quarterback position, it's for wildcat stuff, right? And you'll see why once I hit play on this, what we got going on. Here we go. So take a look at this dude. He just took a snap at QB, ran through the pile, and is still going. He is the 100-meter state champ in Texas. I don't know the division. I don't know anything like that, but the dude is fast. And that's not a half bad throw right there as well. But I think he's thrown like 14 interceptions this year, so not much of a I get the feeling that there he goes. I mean, just scooting by everybody. Now, some people I've heard say we don't have a player like this on our roster. Punt returns, what was that? The jump pass? Holy Toledo. Yeah, just an absolutely crazy athlete. One, you just want to get the ball in his hands. Just get him here, and let's see where he goes from there. But I'm going to be honest with you. The one I kind of compare him to, we have one of these guys on the roster already. People are forgetting about that. His name's Turbo Rogers. Legend reminds me of Turbo Rogers quite a bit. Turbo came in a little bit injured, still dealing with that some ways. But Turbo Rogers is very, similar to this guy here. Tank. Oh, no. Tank's got to go to the bathroom. Tank, I'm on a show. You got to hold it, okay? So yeah, like I said, there's that. Then Dre Quinn coming for the UCLA game. It's just, I'm loving it. Host man for sure. The more we win on the field, getting it done. I haven't even began to talk about what I've been hearing in the 2027 class, but it's a lot of it's some good news. Trying to get Nevada to hop on here with me real quick. See if he does. Yeah, Matt, Legend Bay, that's who we're talking about. These are the highlights right now. Talked about him before, talked about how much the Buckeyes want him. We know his visit went really, really well. I'll say this, keep a real close eye on this one. It's one you guys need to keep an eye on. So I expect a lot of good news coming out after the game this weekend. And obviously the timing with these things is kind of wild. So we'll just have to see what happens. But again, Buckeyes getting her done. Guess he doesn't read this chat. Dree time relaxation. I read as much as I can. What? Okay. Tennessee recruiting him hard as a wide receiver. Yeah, I read as much as I can. But yeah, like I said, just a dude that's all over the field, big time player. One thing I forgot to hit on right with the current Buckeye team. I know I'm going all over the place. Sorry, guys. Back to the Purdue thing. At the beginning of the week, we know that Tegra, Luke Montgomery, and Josh Padilla all three of them were injured. And Ryan Day was asked about that in the press conference, and he said two are good to go. One, we'll just have to see kind of what happens here. I'm being told all three are good to go at this point in time. I'm not aware of any injuries that are going to affect who is playing in this game. So that's good news there. The one thing I did want to bring up, the running back lineup. Obviously, Buckeyes been playing all four running backs. Bo Jackson's number one, right? Chat, you need to help me out with this. Give me your running back rundown in the chat right now if you could, because I'm at a little turning point right now. Bo Jackson's my number one for sure. But when you ask me who I want to see at number two, I would have told you, there's James Peoples, and why am I forgetting the other one's name? This is wild. CJ Donaldson. Who's our other running back? Chat, help me out. This is driving me nuts. Kind of crazy. Tank has really distracted me. She's back here. West. Thank you so much, Natural. Bo Jackson. And then when you get to number two, it was always West and James Peoples. Well, after watching what James Peoples did last game, maybe he's picking up some steam a little bit. Here we go. We got somebody joining the show. Yo, what up, Funky?
What's up, Devin? Yeah, no, I had a few minutes, so I was like, might as well join on, talk for a few minutes, and then
yeah, dude,
it's a good show, Devin.
I'm all over the place, dude. Talking about upcoming Purdue game. Did about a 10-minute preview there. Not much to talk about. Buckeyes are going to blow them out, essentially. and got into the recruiting stuff, Funky, a little bit. There's some names we didn't mention last time we were talking. We didn't talk about Legend Bay. We didn't talk about Braxton Rembrandt, the Wake Forest linebacker commit, to which both being talked about on the message board quite a bit. But I gave people a little bit of an update there. This is Legend Bay's highlight reel on the film right now, telling people to keep a close eye on this one. I also told them Bill Greene is saying that Braxton, the Wake Forest linebacker, is going to be a Buckeye. Really likes his film as well. And I was in the middle talking about the running back lineup, asking the chat to give me their running back lineup. To this point, Bo Jackson, obviously number one, but where does it go from there? So based off of all that information I just gave you, Funky, what do you got, dude?
The interesting thing about Legend Bay's recruitment is Ohio State is recruiting him to play for the possibility to play quarterback at Ohio State. That's a fact. That is a real thing that Ryan Day sees. He thinks he could play quarterback at Ohio State. Is he going to have packages in his freshman, sophomore, even possibly junior year where he doesn't play quarterback to get him involved in the game before? Because there's only one starting quarterback, so get him involved in the game before he starts at quarterback. Because you got to think next year Julian starts, then Tavian St. Clair, then probably Tavian St. Clair again, and then there's an opening. So by then, Legend's a senior, and Legend sees himself as a better quarterback than Luke Fahey. Sorry. So Legend is looking at this opportunity, and he's like, I have a legit chance to start for Ohio State. So that's the real selling point for Ohio State right now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens from there because he's been committed to Tennessee for a while now, and he's a freak athlete. I mean, absolute freak athlete. So that's why Ohio State can see his value at many positions, but including quarterback. So I know that's kind of crazy. I know people are like, "Oh, that can't happen. He's too short. He can't play quarterback." But I'm just letting you know what Ohio State is telling him. So there's a reason why the reports on him being recruited as a running back have been slowly taken back by pretty much anyone who talks about his recruitment because he's being recruited for just a different position, and he's going to be given an open opportunity. He'll probably be sitting through the quarterback meetings and the running back meetings and the wide receiver meetings. So he's going to have a lot on his plate his freshman year, but he likes the opportunity, and a kid with his type of athleticism it's a good opportunity for the kid. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does because that's just not an opportunity he has at Tennessee with that they have a can't miss 5-star Fajon Brandon or whatever the heck committed to them.
Yep.
So he knows in that class he can't be their quarterback one, but he thinks he has a pretty good shot at being our quarterback one in our class. Not crapping on Luke Fahey. That's just stating facts.
Yeah. And I want to explain something to people. Funky, you can correct me when I get done with this if this is not how you feel, but all we're doing is reporting you the truth, right? And I'm telling you, Funky knows this. I know this. We know Ohio State is recruiting him as a quarterback. And I'm telling you, in my mind, I feel you guys in the chat that are freaking out a little bit about it. It makes me not want to believe it either. I'm like, no, Ryan Day, this is not his type of quarterback. Luke Fahey's a better passing quarterback. All these things pop up as well. But all we're doing is telling you the truth. Now, why, who, what, when, where, why, I don't know. But Funky is telling you what's going on here. Nobody else is telling you this because now I don't know why. They don't have the information. But the information is valid. It is correct. Ohio State is telling Legend that they want him there with the possibility and the chance to play quarterback. So you guys take that for what it's worth, but that's a fact. That's what's going on, and we're giving you guys the information that we know is going on. So we'll see. When they get him in the door, right, are things probably going to change? I don't know, right? But all I know is I trust the coaches. If they see something in him bad enough to want to get him in this class, then sign me up for that. Get him in the door. Let it play out how it plays out. He's either going to be good enough to play quarterback here or he's not. And if that's the case, he's going to be utilized as a different weapon for this offense. Either one, I'm perfectly fine with.
Is he not 5'9", Devin?
Yeah, bro. I think he's awful small. I'll tell you in 2 seconds.
Someone said he's not small, and I'm like, I thought he was 5'9". And I mean, no, not shaming 5'9" people
Yeah,
as
no, he's not.
a
They got him listed as 5'10" and a half.
5'10.5". Oh, I know something about 5'10.5", Devin. So really
So
tall,
yes, he's
really.
5'9". Yes, he's
Yeah,
5'9".
yeah.
It's a good point. You know what I mean?
Um,
We know something about heights displayed on 247 as well. So how many
yeah.
inches do they add?
No, seriously. And how much you tell them. So, but yeah, I mean, who really knows like how he's going to develop? But I'm glad that he likes the opportunity in Ohio State, and whatever gets him on campus, gets him on campus. So I'm excited for his possible recruitment, his possible flip. Okay, that's what it's seeming like. It's seeming like he's gonna flip, and like you said, it's seeming like Brown's gonna flip. It's between us and West Virginia. So maybe there's some hometown legacy he's trying to push through, but I mean, we'll see with that one. But it's just hard. I have a hard time believing that you'll be able to not win a recruitment over West Virginia. You know, I mean, that's kind of my logic because
Yeah.
I was kind of hearing the same stuff that other people are hearing, that West Virginia possibly could be leading this recruitment, and I'm just like, what? West Virginia? So I still have confidence because of that fact, because the fact they're West Virginia, but Rich Rod is kind of a legend down there. So it's just an interesting thing that maybe we don't understand, but West Virginia legacies do understand. You know, Devin? You know, just like
Yeah.
those weird things. Like, so who really knows? But I'm looking forward to seeing what the Buckeyes can do, because the Buckeyes' new recruiting philosophy has been nails.
Yeah, Funky.
So,
With Jay, we moved up to the 8th class in the nation as well, with an average of 92.04. That's pretty darn good. Got 22 commits in this class, Funky. I want to ask you, I know my number that I think we're going to end up with, but if you had to guess right now, we have 22. How many recruits are going to end up in this class?
26,
Okay.
26, 27.
Yeah. I went
Yeah,
big, man. I got 28. I just
possible for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think LJ's up to some stuff, man, because the Emmanuel Ruffin thing, let's be honest, bro, that it kind of came out of nowhere, man. You know, didn't even visit. And LJ's been talking to him, but nobody's been talking about it and reporting it till, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I forget when you brought his name up, but there's that. And then, I know there's other defensive linemen he's talking to as well that aren't being talked about and have just been written off as, oh, that's just talk. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, I know Ohio State is in contact with Jimmy Frisco, the UNC North Carolina commit from Texas, and then JJ Finch as well. So
That's
we'll
true.
see.
And you're definitely probably going to get a new, we have to get a tight end this class too, Devin. So
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
it could be 28. That's probably, I would change my answer. That's what I would say now after thinking it through a little more. But
Yeah. And Mark Sutter, the Alabama tight end commit, who was our number one want, Keenan Bailey really wanted him. He shut down his recruitment today. The Buckeyes were pushing really, really hard there. Don't know why he shut it down, but he shut it down. So, yeah, we'll see what goes there. We'll see if they find one in this class or if they look for two the next class or what it is. But, yeah, the tight end position as well is something to pay attention to. Funky, have you given your Purdue score prediction yet? Is it too early to ask you
I have
what
not,
it is?
and I I mean, the line moved to 30.5, I believe. So, what's the over under? Probably 40 something. So, or 50, probably
46,
55.
46, 47, something like that.
And I think so. My score prediction would probably be 41, 41 to 41-7.
Okay.
Purdue gets in once, and we score 41. We win and cover, and Steely no chance.
Yeah.
He's getting keep.
No, we're
Yeah.
not going to pay him $20,000 a month to stay committed in this class. It's not going
Seriously,
to happen.
no, that recruitment was crazy. I remember the day I got the word that he was committing to USC, and I was able to put that on the board. well before anyone.
Yeah, I know that upsets you too,
And I was
Funky,
like,
because I know
yeah, I
you're
did.
pretty high on Mark.
He's real good. Mark, he might be one of the best tight end prospects I've ever seen. The best one out of California
Yeah.
I've ever seen in my life. That's a
Yeah.
fact. And he's been dang good. So it'll be interesting to see what he does though at USC and how his development turns out because he's pretty young. He's a year younger than all these kids. So it'll be interesting.
Funky, there's one more thing I want to run by. I know you just hopped on to talk real quick, but this Purdue game, right? But when I started the show, I said this Purdue team isn't one you can look at this 2-6 record and just think, oh my gosh, they really, really suck, because you look at some of the points that they've put up against some of these teams previously. You know, the Notre Dame game, they put up 30 points. Illinois, they put up 27 points. But that was with Devin Mockabee, right? Their star running back, who I believe he really hurt his ankle, right? He's out for the rest of the season, not coming back at all. By the way, John Esmont, you just took my score prediction. My score prediction is 42-3. I've had it written down just in case we want to know. But Funky, I wanted to talk about that for a second. They're 2-6. They scored all those points. Obviously, we watched the Scum game, 16-21. Not really a good comparison there, because Scum absolutely sucks really bad. So you can't look at that and think, oh, Purdue's better than what we think because they almost beat Scum. Scum is very, very bad. But some interesting things, Funky. Purdue's given up 32 sacks this year, and they're ranked 129th in the nation for 30-yard plus passes. So what do you think is going to happen in this Purdue game, bro?
Yeah, they're going to need a dink and dunk, obviously, from those stats, but that's what most teams have to do versus Ohio State. So I never want to count a Big Ten team too much out of it, especially a team like Purdue, who's given me too many losses in my lifetime. So it's just a weird team. Lafayette's a weird place to play. Just got to get out of there as a win. That's what I'm hoping for. I think we win by a bit, and we're too good for me to predict that this game is going to be close at all. But don't get me wrong, every game gets me a little nervous. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Buckeyes playing and hopefully win. I'd be lying to say this game doesn't get me just like very, very slightly nervous because of PTSD. So, and it's an away game. So a road Big Ten game, it's like never too easy, and sometimes easy, but you just never know. You just pray for good weather, and that's what it looks like. But it'll be interesting for sure. I just hope we look good, because sorry, not to cut you off again, Devin, but we just hope the Buckeyes. You just never know. There's always those games every year that you're like, what the heck was that? So we've been able to avoid it a lot with Ryan Day, but could it happen? Yeah, it's football. Shit happens. Whoa, stuff happens. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, Funky. Listen, don't think too much. I just want you to tell me fast. No thinking aloud in this answer. I know that's going to suck, but the past 10 times Ohio State has played at Purdue, what's the record?
I know it's 5-5.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you in your mind?
I knew the answer. Yeah.
Don't you? Right away, you almost want to say 8-2, 9-1, 7-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you want to say something like that, but we know what's happened in the past with these games. But yeah, that's the thing. I said I'm not worried about that too much, about this rat poison and this team sleeping, just because of how Ryan Day has coached, his experience from last year. They took down the national title banner. Yeah, they might have been sleeping a little bit in the Penn State game, I guess.
No,
maybe.
Not really. CJ Donaldson fumbled, bro. We gave him a touchdown.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right, I lied to you. This is the last thing. You brought it up. Right when you came on, I was asking the chat, give me their running back order for the Buckeyes.
Bo Jackson, Isaiah West, James Peoples, CJ Donaldson.
Okay, so the last Penn State game didn't bump up James Peoples a whole spot for you? Watching some of his runs, how he was out there, he didn't
over Isaiah West? No way.
I'm just asking you.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Yeah.
You still got to have CJ in there, though, for pass protection. but he should never touch the ball. That might be a dead giveaway. But if sometimes you got to have your running back out there in 3rd and long. So that's
Yeah.
because CJ is better in pass protection than Bo and Isaiah are.
Dang.
But yeah, but I can't trust him with the ball. If you fumble, you don't deserve the ball. Tough reality, but I'm gonna stick to that. You can't fumble. Literally can't fumble.
Yeah.
Like that's the one way we can lose these games is if we fumble. Because Julian takes care of the ball, we score a hell of a lot of points, and the defense doesn't give up any points really. Like literally, like close to 0 points when teams have to drive 50 plus yards. So the one thing that could ruin that is turnovers and fumbling in the first play of the drive. So can't do that, and you don't deserve the ball when you do that. And I'm sure that's what's going to happen this week. I take the under on every CJ Donaldson stat. He's not going to see much of the ball.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, obviously, they disagree with you. However, I just don't disagree with you. And it's not about the fumble for me. That's part of it. But to me, that happens sometimes. It's about go back and watch the film, go back and watch the holes that are there. And I love CJ Donaldson. I get it. I get he's a Buckeye. I want him to be successful. Love that he came over here. We needed the experience. But I just don't get it either, Funky. I mean, Bo Jackson, Isaiah West, because we talk about James Peoples and what he did last game, had a really good game compared to how he normally was. But Isaiah West did too. Isaiah West had one of the best runs of the game. I know Bo Jackson had a 57-yard run, but that Isaiah West carry for 10 yards up the middle, dragging defenders and all that, that was a very impressive run to me. And even in that very same game, CJ, I mean, even on his 6-yard carry that he had, he went the wrong way. I mean, he just missed the hole, ran right into a tackle. You know what I'm saying? So it's more than just the fumble for me, but I'm with you on your order. Jackson, West, Peoples, Donaldson would be last for me. It's a shame we can't see Turbo Rogers get in there.
Who lost the second fumble for our team? Who did that? We have 2 fumbles. Oh, Brandon Innes.
Yep.
That was annoying. So we fumbled it 4 times, lost it twice.
That's that game. Yeah. I think Bo Jackson did once, but it was down on the goal line and went out of bounds or something.
Yeah, I remember that. So we only lost 2 fumbles and only for 1 running back. Yeah. And that was CJ Donaldson. How about Trayvon fumbling? Trayvon had his first fumble in 5 years last week for the New England Patriots. My friend texted me, he's like, Trayvon fumbled. Like he's like, oh yeah, he would have had 2 more points if he didn't fumble if we're talking fantasy. And I was like, Trayvon Henderson fumbled? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, he hasn't fumbled in 5 years. Like, dang. That's a little different.
It's wild. Yo, how about the Buckeyes on the Cardinals, dude? Pretty much single-handedly dominated and won the game for him, bro.
Yeah, 2 rookies too.
Yeah,
2 rookies and then Marvin and Paris. Yeah, what a great team effort from them. And yeah, what a great game for Denzel Burke has really came into his own in the NFL. He'll have a long career. And same with Cody when he's been healthy for the Cardinals. He's looked good. And then finally Marvin's got a real quarterback in Jacoby Brissett. So he's finally being that top 10 wide receiver that we all thought he would be.
Yeah. Yep. I absolutely love it. Well, Funky, I know you just hopped on here real briefly. I have 2 more things to talk about. I'm about wrapping up. So I don't know. You want to hop off here? You want to hang around?
I'm going to go eat dinner, Dev, but I do appreciate you having me on. I'll see you later, guys. Sir, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Chat, appreciate you guys. I'm going to do this real fast. I'm going to put what I got going on here. I'm going to put the link in the chat just in case anybody's feeling froggy tonight and they want to come on before I shut this thing down. I don't know what I just did. I did something wild, but here we go. Link is in the chat if anybody wants to hit it. The last 2 things I want to talk about are the depth pieces of this team. What depth do we hope to start seeing more of? I have a list on defense. But the first depth piece I want to talk about is Edric Houston. I think he is an integral part of this defense, and it's hard to believe that this defense can go to another level. But I think to get this defense to another level, I think Edric Houston is the key to that. I do. If he can play up to the level that we know he can, man, imagine him playing the way he played against Penn State. Saw glimpses of it in the Wisconsin game with K-Mac on the field. Holy crap. Tywone Malone is doing a very, very good job, okay? Has a way, as of now, is playing with a lower ceiling than Edric, right? Edric has had some very bad games, some very good games. Hasn't really had a bad game. Hasn't had a spectacular. He's had several really good games, so that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the ceiling for Edric with the fact he used to be a defensive end, the twitch that he has, the athleticism that he has. If he can get his stuff together, I would watch out. The other one on defense, Aaron Scott. Aaron Scott, big time hit this year. Heard about him all preseason, about him. One special teams player of the week, like maybe once, maybe twice. I can't remember. Came in a couple games, made some plays as well. So Aaron Scott is another one that I would love to see start getting on the field a little bit more. Devin Sanchez came in, just call it how it is, took his spot. Deboed his spot from him. But Aaron Scott, definitely next year, and I think this year can get on this field a little bit more and make some impacts for this team. You switch over to the offensive side of the ball. The first one for me, obviously, out of all, chat, let me ask you, out of all the offensive players that we have on this team that do not start, pick your number one. Your number one that you wish maybe would start or needs to be getting more snaps than they are already getting. This is actually a tough one for me. Let me do this real fast. Hold on. Okay. Um, all right. I got mine. Mark Bryce West. Yeah, he's one as well. Okay. Mitchell says Mylan Graham. All right. Craig says Quincy Porter and Mylan Graham. Mylan. I love it. Here's the reason I wouldn't choose Mylan Graham, because we have J.J. Smith and Carnell Tate, right? John, that's where I'm going with this. I would love to see Josh Padilla in that right guard position. Tegra had a heck of a game last time, but a little bit too inconsistent for me. Josh Padilla, every time he's got in, he's one of the highest graded offensive linemen per PFF on this team. That's my number one. I would like to see him get more opportunity on the field. My number two, still not Mylan Graham yet. But again, it's because we have J.J. Smith and Carnell Tate. Okay, so I just, we're not lacking in firepower there, right? So that's kind of the dynamic I'm going to steal it. Yeah, offense. I've seen you putting a bunch of defensive players. We'll do that one next. But still, second for me is West, Isaiah West. I want to see Isaiah West take over that clear number two role for the running backs. And I would like to just see us get more identity there, right? Bo Jackson, clear number one. I get what the Buckeyes are doing. I get that those are two freshmen, and I already know why we're rotating 4 running backs. If you don't know, I'll tell you now. Because our 2 best running backs are freshmen, and this is going to be a 16, 17 game season, okay? So that's why. 100% that's why. They do not want to put that load on freshmen coming into this program for the first time. So best believe you will see in the playoffs, watch what happens to the running back rotations. Pay attention. Remember this video. Remember what I told you. Pay attention to the running back rotations in the playoffs, and you will see what would happen if Bo Jackson, Isaiah West weren't freshmen. They've been in the program a long time, and we know that they can carry that load. They would be getting more snaps now, I do believe. The next one for me would be Mylan Graham. Very electric. I think he would be another player on this team going into his sophomore year. Um, came in late last year, was not an early enrollee. That's why we didn't see him on the field much as a freshman. But coming in this year, watched him in the spring game, know that he is a dynamic football player, can make some big-time plays. Mark, yeah. I'm saying Graham just to see what he's really made of. So I totally understand that. Number 4 for me is Quincy Porter. Quincy Porter, just a dog. I mean, we're getting so used to it now as Buckeye fans, this wide receiver room, that I don't think we really grasp the level that some of our backups are at. Quincy Porter is, man, I told you, before he was ever ranked high, I think he was ranked like outside the top, maybe the 20th ranked receiver in the class. I did a video and said, Quincy Porter, I have him number 3 on my board in the 2025 class, 2024, whatever class he was in, 2024 class. And lo and behold, ended up being a 5-star. Quincy Porter got bumped up to a 5-star wide receiver. And what's so special about him, which, he's got the size of a J.J. Smith, but it's his after the catch. You guys will see when he starts getting more. We already saw it this year. His one catch he made was a 5-yard, was some curl route type of thing that he ran for 10 yards after the catch. So Quincy Porter with his size, very smooth, very good after the catch. Go watch his high school film and you will see that. But now, Steely, defensive side of the ball, what are some backups that you wish we could see more snaps from? This is a tougher one. Because I feel like we rotate more on defense than we do on offense. That's something to look into. Matter of fact, I know we do. Never mind. That's obvious. We rotate more on defense, so we get to see a lot of these guys. If Edric plays at the level we can, my answer would be him, but we want to see him play at that level. Liz, Sanchez, yep. Mark, that's a good one too. Jelani Thurman, I did too. Yeah. Riley Pettijohn, Mitchell, for sure. Steely, Sanchez, Fahim Delane, Aaron Scott. Okay, everybody putting Pettijohn. Yeah, Pettijohn is going to, how it's going to be hard to match the explosion of Arvell Reese, but Pettijohn will explode on the scene in a similar style, I believe, because it's such a loaded room this year. Next year, when we see Riley Pettijohn on the field, Tarvos Alford too. I mean, we watched him. Tarvos got a sack on the year. He's another one, man. It's wild. Go from Sonny Styles, and Arvell Reese, and Riley Pettijohn and TJ Alford right behind him. Both of them are absolute dogs. And yeah, Edric Houston, would love to see him step his game up as well. Curious with the Logan George and Bo Atkinson. I would love to see them guys, but to go from where they were playing to this thing, I think it takes more than that. Remember, who did I just say? Logan George and Bo Atkinson. Remember, both those guys have another year of eligibility. They will be back next year. That's exciting as well, especially with what LJ can do to develop these guys. He's proven it with Tywone Malone and other guys. So, exciting, very exciting. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for joining the show. Had to hop on here again. I apologize for the Jay Timmons. I'm talking to his agent. Been talking to his agent. Had a show scheduled with him before his visit, and then I rethought that. I was like, hey, man, let's get him on after the visit. So his agent was like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then just working on it now. So Brady Edmonds, he'll be on the show at some point in time. Jay Timmons will be on the show at some point in time as well. And I'll continue to try to bring you guys these recruits so you can hear from them firsthand, so you don't have to read articles where people put their own biased opinions in them. But on that note, y'all, hold on. Okay, I already read this, Pinky. Mark from WC, thanks for being a member for 5 months. He's calling 45-0. Bro, I was so close to predicting a shutout. I really, really was. I really was. But 42-3 is my final score prediction for the Purdue game. Appreciate you guys. You never know. I might mess around and do a live game watch for the Purdue and just see what's going on that day. Might do it. Might pop on tomorrow. The Jay Timmons interview might happen tomorrow. I know his agent told me we're going to try to make this happen quickly. So hit the alert bell, hit the like button as well. Go over to the Buckeye Boys channel if you're watching on Scoop after this. And please subscribe over there if you haven't already. And subscribe to Scoop as well. Trying to hit that 37K. Remember, you'll get to see Funky's face. You might have a mask on it, but Funky will turn his camera off. I'll make that happen for you guys. I promise. All right, y'all. Appreciate you guys. God bless y'all. Love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.